Good morning and welcome back. So today we'll read a prose lesson from the Flamenco textbook. The title of the lesson is Deep Water, and it is written by William Owen Douglas. So before we move on to the main chapter or the lesson, let us talk a little bit about the writer, William Owen Douglas. So Douglas was a leading advocate of individual rights, and he was a judge at the Supreme Court of USA. So last time we read John Keats. He was a British or an English poet, and today we are going to read a lesson written by an American writer. Okay, Douglas retired in 1975 with a term lasting 36 years. So that is a very long, you can say, year. And he remains the longest serving justice in the history of the court. As I said, he had remained as a practicing judge for such a long time. And he is known as the longest serving justice in the history of any court in the world. And the following lesson that we are going to read is an extract taken from his autobiography called Of Men and Mountains. So the part that we are going to read today is an extract, a small piece taken from that autobiography. Okay, so before we move on to the main lesson, we will do pre-reading. Pre-reading is very important. So whenever you read something, you have to first do a little bit of pre-reading activities or exercises. Even if you are reading a storybook, first thing that you should do is spend a little time to ponder about the title, if there are pictures. Look at the pictures and see what the pictures are saying. And you can also think about the writer. If you don't have any idea about the writer, try to guess a little bit about the writer, where he is from which age he belonged to. This will help you in understanding his writings. So for that purpose, today also we'll do pre-reading before we move on to the lesson. Okay, look at this picture here, photograph. What do you see? It's a deep water, right? It's a deep water. And we also have this phrase here, deep water. So when you look at this picture or when you read this phrase, deep water, what feelings come into your mind? What are the feelings that is excited by the thought of deep water or the sight of deep water in your mind? Try to list down those feelings. So what are the different feelings that comes into your mind? What are the feelings that you associate with deep water? Okay, so I hope you have thought about few feelings. Now, next is differentiate those feelings into two categories: good feelings and bad feelings, or positive feelings and negative feelings. Just forget about the good feelings. Think about the bad feelings that are brought by looking at or thinking about deep water. What are the bad feelings that come into your mind or thought? Okay, so I hope you have thought about those bad feelings that you associate with deep water or the sight of deep water. And I'm pretty sure many of you have come with this feeling, this common feeling that most of us associate with deep water or thought of deep water, and that feeling is fear. Did this feeling come into your mind? Many of you might have come across this thought or feeling. Now let us discuss what is fear. So fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by the threat of danger, pain, or harm. So it is an unpleasant feeling that we sense whenever whenever we sense danger or pain or harm in our lives. So maybe many of you may associate fear with deep water. Okay, next is, what is a synonym of fear? Can you think of a synonym of fear? Synonym means word which has a similar meaning. So we can say phobia, right? Phobia is a synonym for fear. Phobia means an extreme or irrational fear of or aversion to something. So they are similar to each other. Okay? Now, next what we will do is we'll try to develop a vocabulary. Okay? So because language can be learned in that way, when we associate things to each other, combine, integrate, as I said, with each other, we learn faster. So we are going to do a little bit of vocabulary development here and talk about the same registry of words. So common phobias in our lives, or common phobias that many people face in their life. What are the common phobias? Okay, the first phobia is fear of water. As the lesson itself is associated with water, the first is fear of water. The fear of water is called hydrophobia. Hydro meaning water and phobia meaning fear, the fear of water. Next is fear of heights. Some people are extremely scared or they are feeling uncomfortable when they go to extreme heights. And what is it called? It is called acrophobia. Acrophobia. Okay. Next is fear of spiders. Especially women or girls are scared of spiders. And the term for that fear is called arachnophobia. Arachnophobia. Okay. Next is the fear of snakes. Many people are scared of snakes. They feel uncomfortable even at the sight of snakes. Such a fear is called ophidiophobia. Okay, ophidiophobia. The next fear is fear of confined or crowded places. Many people feel uncomfortable, uneasy when they are in crowded place or when they are in enclosed, small, spaced places. Such a fear is called claustrophobia. So these are different phobias or fears that people have in their life. There are many of these phobias in our life. Okay. Next, the effect of fear in human life. Now it is important for us to understand the effect, the impact of fear in our life. What does fear do to us in our life? That is very important for us to understand. Okay. Fear stops emotional growth and feelings. So if we have fear in our mind, then it stops emotional growth and feelings. We are not able to express our emotions and feelings. We become recluses. We try to remain isolated from others. It keeps one feeling powerless and a victim. Again, if we have fear, then we are like a victim. Okay, so it makes us powerless. It deprives us of power to do anything in our life. Fear also stops communication, trust, and emotions. Emotions I talked in the first. So here again, it stops communication. For example, in the class, if a teacher asks you questions, even if you know the answer, you are not ready to stand up and give the answer. Why? Because you have a fear. fear of getting scolded, fear of making mistakes, fear of being laughed at. So because of that, you are not able to communicate what you know, and you do not trust your teachers, you do not trust your peers, all because of your fear. So fear is something that deprives you of the power to communicate what you know. Okay, next, it restrains a person from doing things in life. As I said, if there is no trust, if there is no communication, if there is no power, then a person is not able to do anything in life. Even if he has the qualities, even if he has the abilities and the skills and the talents to do something, he is not able to do anything because of the fear. So fear is like a brake in our life, which stops us from doing anything useful. It deprives one of many beautiful activities and experiences in life. So it deprives many beautiful things in our life. We are not able to enjoy many things which other people enjoy. People who are not scared of, people who are not frightened, enjoy many beautiful things and activities in life. But if we have these fears or phobias, then we are not able to enjoy any of these like the other normal people. So these are the effects of fear in human life, or negative effects. But it doesn't mean that fear has negative effects or impacts and no positive impacts. If we look at the positive side, fear also can have positive impacts. For example, it might restrain us from doing negative activities like murder, burglary, and theft. All these are stopped by the fear of getting punished. That is a positive or good impact on our life. Anyway, since this lesson is related to the ill effects of bad effects of fear, we have put more of these here. Okay, next is I want you to practice writing, because till now you listened and read. To learn something holistically, it is important for you to practice everything. So we have a writing assignment here. What you should do is look up the fear you suffer from and write a few lines on or about it. You can look up in internet for the fear that you suffer from, or for the fear that your family members suffer from, and write a few lines on or about it. And you can even practice speaking by talking about that fear to your parents or with your siblings. For example, you can say, if you have a fear of blood, look up what is it called in the internet and try to write something about it or on it. Why do people fear blood? And what will happen to these people if they fear blood, something like that. You can write a few lines on it, and then maybe you can talk to your parents or your siblings about it. So that is your writing assignment, and we have come to the end of the pre-reading lesson, and we'll continue with the lesson. Thank you.